Hi, everybody. This is Saad for the Sad Truth. I was just visiting the campus reform website and I saw an article on a apparent flyer that's been distributed at Harvard University. Uh, this is from, let me see, the Office of BGLTQ Student Life at Harvard. I guess the letters have been changed. Usually it's L LGBTQ, if I'm not mistaken, but there's been a permutation of those letters. In any case, some of you may know that I will be testifying uh, at the Canadian Parliament regarding Bill C-16 on May 10th. This is the infamous bill that Jordan Peterson has become famous, if not infamous, for fighting against. This is the one where you incorporate gender identity and gender expression as identifiable groups that could be targeted for hate and bias, in which case they need to be protected by the government. And of course, there are all sorts of problems with the particular bill in question. This, of course, does not imply that anyone who criticizes the bill is in any way condoning any discrimination against anyone. Every single person should have the right to live his or her life. Oops, I used antiquated binary thinking. To live their lives free of harassment and discrimination and bias and hatred. And so, of course, any reasonable person would support that. That doesn't mean that the government should intervene in the way that they are, using very vague and poorly thought out bills. But in any case, today what I want to do is simply read out a few sentences from the flyer in question, and I will include a link to the campus reform article in question where you could see the flyer. So, gender is fluid and changing and can be affirmed and or expressed in many ways. For many people, cis and trans, gender expression, identity, and self-understanding can change from day to day. So if you remember the Wellesley College case where I was speaking after my lecture to a student about the idea of polling students at the start of class as to their preferred, their gender identity. And I said, do you think it makes sense that at the start of every class I'd have to actually do such an exercise? And the student in question thought absolutely so. And here we have Harvard, or at least a student body or an organization at Harvard or office at Harvard, actually arguing that gender could change from day to day. So even if I were to poll all the students on a given Monday as to how they should be addressed, that doesn't mean that I should move forward with those particular appellations throughout the rest of the semester, because of course they could change. So today I'm a he, tomorrow I'm a she, the next day I'm a gz, the next day I'm a gzer, the next day I'm a they, the next day I'm whatever else I choose to be. And so because of this malleability, perhaps we should be polling the students not only every day, what about every 10 minutes? So I could lecture for 9 minutes, and then at the 10th minute, I could poll students to see what they'd like me to address them as, because why restrict the malleability to a day-by-day fluctuation? What about nanosecond per nanosecond fluctuation? That's feasible. You wouldn't want to commit any gender pronoun violence by assuming that one's preferred gender pronoun is fixed for a whole day. So that's one. Now let me do a second one. Transphobic misinformation is a form of systemic violence. Fixed binaries and biological essentialism manifest in gendered languages. Misgendering someone and the policing of trans bodies threaten the lives of trans people. So simply by thinking along these, quote, antiquated binary categories like male and female, or by thinking that there is such a thing as an innate human nature, there are evolved sexual dimorphisms. All of this is biological essentialism. That itself would be a form of transphobic violence. And therefore, it's going to be tough for me to certainly teach evolutionary psychology, let alone do research in evolutionary psychology, because by definition, uh, at the get-go, I would be committing violence. So there you have it, folks. This is exactly why I will be appearing in front of the Canadian Parliament to hopefully offer within a very small, tight, restrained time period my thoughts on how we can all seek to create societies that are just and hopefully minimize discrimination, but also not doing it in a completely inappropriate way.